What is up everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today we're taking a look at XRP, as XRP is actually one of the few coins that is holding its ground against the market crash. Now, yesterday we had the S&P fall over 1%, we had Bitcoin crumble roughly 5% all the way from 102,000 down to 96,000, and today it's just consolidating back down, trading at roughly $95,700. We had a lot of altcoins like AVAX crumble, nearly double-digit percents. That was one of them. Render again also slightly crumbling. It had a very good week, but XRP is really holding on to this huge pump that it had quite well, to be honest. Although we did fall from $2.90 down to $2, it's still consolidating in this range, which not a lot of altcoins are. A lot of altcoins had the pump, they dumped quite severely back down, consolidated a bit, saw a small pump, and then just came back down. XRP is performing quite well, so that's what we're going to cover today in this video. Let's jump straight in. Now, in the previous video we talked about accumulating XRP in this sort of gray zone right here, the dark gray zone that you see. It didn't hit our entry fully, as we didn't fully tap into this gray zone, even like the centerpiece. We just sort of tapped the top of it. So if you did have your entries at the top, then you would have been entered in. However, I don't think a lot of people were, so we're not really counting this as a trade, but it is up roughly 2.5% from that entry. So 10x leverage, that's 25% profit. But we're going to be covering what I think it will be doing this week. So yeah, I mean, this is a very good zone for accumulations and just overall bounces from these downward moves. It doesn't really get used much as a resistance level. As you can see, we didn't even resist this slightly. It just sort of uses it as more of a support, where we bounced off it here once quite well, twice quite well. This wasn't the best bounce, however it still came back up slightly until the market continued to dump, and now here again we're seeing some sort of reclamation of this area. I think another good area to accumulate would be this right here, where we have the arrows at $1.81 to $1.85. This is the 2.618 level on the Fibonacci, and yeah, it's a really good level, because again, we've this is sort of price discovery range for XRP. The only time we've previously been at these levels was back in 2021, and previously back in like 2018, 17, roughly that time period. So it's been quite a while since XRP has been trading in these high ranges, so it's quite hard to use that data from there and compare it to now, because a lot of coins had a huge pump in 2024 and then came down and are still trading below those highs in 2024. So that's what we're going to be having to really deal with on XRP. Now, as for sort of take profits and so forth, we're going to be really trying, it depends whether you want to hold for the longer term or shorter term. If you already have quite a good bag of XRP, then you're not really going to be trying to accumulate more, simply because this is quite a high entry price from where most people accumulated. Like us in the Discord, in Investor Daily, we were accumulating way at the lows, of like 40 cents, 45 cents, 50 cents. We were really accumulating these lows, and although it wasn't our biggest position, it definitely was a position that we were trying to build up on. So yeah, I think that's why we're not really looking for any sort of longer term trade here. We're only looking for short term, and if you want to be getting those trades, then make sure you check out the Discord down below, because they are absolutely crushing it in the market. We have had like a 90% win rate on average back in 2024, and that doesn't look like it's slowing down at all in 2025. The trades we're hitting are absolutely insane. So yeah, make sure you check that out. It will be linked down below in the description. Now back to XRP. Yeah, we're really only going to be targeting these shorter term trades. So we're going to be looking at accumulation somewhere around this gray box as stops. It depends really how the market is moving. We don't just enter off of a higher time frame. Higher time frame is usually the narrative for the trade, and then lower time frame will usually be our entry. So we'll go onto like a 4 hour, plot out some supports, resistances, maybe fair value gaps, order blocks, good stuff like that, and then come into an even lower time frame, like the 1 hour, maybe the 15-minute, and find our pinpoint precise entry, like get a liquidity sweep. Like here we have equal lows, we might wait for a sweep of those lows, find a fair value gap created, come back down into that fair value gap, and then get the trade off of there. That's what we really look for. Higher time frame is amazing for narrative. You never want to go off of a lower time frame narrative. That's just asking for bad luck, because higher time frame always controls how the market is going to move. And yeah, as for price targets, we're probably going to be looking initial targets of like $2.40 to $2.45, so that's 5 to 8%. Again, these trades are going to be leveraged, so we're going to be targeting like 50-80% profit, and that's with very low leverage. A lot of people use much higher leverage, like 20-50x leverage. So again, you can just calculate that. It's like 250 to 400% profit, and it all just depends on on how much leverage you want to use. And then our final target would probably be $2.73 for 20% profit. And again, that's going to be, you know, monumental for the portfolio. So that's what we're really looking for. Key things that are going to, you know, be holding that trade back or maybe catalysting it forward is going to be Bitcoin and Bitcoin dominance. Now, Bitcoin is unfortunately just in this no man's land right here. There isn't really much price action. I mean, it's just consolidation from this green zone to this white zone. So it's really hard to judge when we're right in the middle whether it can come back up or come back down. Usually the way this works is, you know, once we tap like this zone, the white zone for example, and start trending up, we're usually going to come up to this green zone right here. And once we tap the green zone and start coming down, we usually are going to come right back down to that white zone. So that's usually how it goes, and that might, you know, determine that we continue going down and XRP continues going down, in which case our lower time frame entry won't be valid, because there will be no possible scenario where a lower time frame entry is, you know, viable for a long position when the market is dumping. So yeah, again, that will just invalidate the trade, so no risk there. But yeah, if it does somehow manage to come back up, like here for example, you know, we tapped this green zone here, came down, and then ended up flying back up. So it definitely can work. We haven't fully gone into this white zone yet where, you know, we've had a lot of accumulations. So potentially that could be the time this happens now. But overall, for Bitcoin to be bullish, we need to break above here and break above 102,000 and start really ranging up and using this as a support, like we did previously here, where we, you know, struggled to break above, but we did use it as a support, continued climbing up, used it as a support, continued climbing up, used it as a support, and continued climbing up. And we need to be climbing up way higher, up to like at least $114,000. Another thing we need to take a look at is Bitcoin dominance, and Bitcoin dominance had quite a green day yesterday, which is not good. Again, we need this to be trending down. So as long as we're not, you know, creating higher highs and higher lows and in an uptrend, then we should be able to continue going down and actually see altcoins perform really well. So I think it's sort of using this area as a resistance right now, and hopefully it continues plummeting down. We need to break this low, we need to break this low, we need to break this low. Once we do, then it should determine that we're in a down. Overall, we have a lower high right here, or an initial high right here, and then a lower high right here. We have a low here, and then obviously our lower low here. But in this sort of shorter term, then we have, you know, obviously a higher low, sorry, these are the higher lows, these are the higher highs. And yeah, it's all becoming a bit of a mess on dominance. But as long as it continues going down and Bitcoin is able to continue going up, then we should be in safe hands. So yeah, that's essentially what I'm looking for in XRP. If you did enjoy, make sure to like and subscribe. Again, if you want to be getting trades sent to you every single day, then check out the Discord down below. We're absolutely crushing it. If you need a place to buy, sell, or trade any sort of cryptocurrency, then make sure you check out the description down below, because we're working with a lot of great exchanges. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all in tonight's video. Goodbye, guys.